Working out in these woods, this part of the country, this time of year, you got to really think about your PPEs. I actually have a winter jacket on because it's a little chilly. It's, you know, probably in the high 40s, low 50s. Running around in a quad like this, you don't have a heater, so you have to be a little bit warm. Very, 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 very important. You know, I have a different one somewhere for ticks. I wish I brought that today, but definitely getting a repellent on out here, because you will come home with ticks going up your leg if you're not careful. So I get my shoes pretty much covered in it. And of course chaps and a helmet. This will be a new for me helmet. I just want to try it. I want to start doing that. I had gotten some stuff from Holes Forma and I just really couldn't use it. And kind of made me realize that there's a lot of stuff on the market, going back to that whole county line thing, that people will buy and use. And it might be of benefit to have someone kind of try it first, give an impression. And it's not a comparison. I guess I want to stress, I said this earlier on, I don't want to get into is one better than the other in this long litany of nitpicking about one PPE versus another, any more than I'm interested in that with a saw. But the real question is, if you spend your $40, are you going to have a helmet and ear protection face mask that works? Or is it something that's a waste of money? And I think that's the break point, not whether it's better than a Steel or Husky or some other thing that you might have to drive another, hour to get. Sometimes the stuff at Tractor Supply is what's available. Lowe's is what's available. And that's the vein, and that's the theory. That's the spirit of this next set of videos is, all right, this is what you got available. Can you use it? Is it going to work? Or is it just a waste of money? All right, I'll put it in the stand and we'll suit up and see if I can put together a saw and B, enough PPEs to do this work. And then we'll do a little bit of saw work. Get this stuff on your legs and your feet. I got it all over my shoes. That was the first thing that I did. And also around the back of your neck and your hat. So when you walk under trees, hit the branches, they fall off the branches and stuff. They don't fall on you and decide to go crawl into your hair. So see what we have for a box. How about this for an unboxing tool? It's nice to have a sharp axe, So like just about every other helmet you buy, it has some assembly required. And there is some level of instruction. Starts out with a hard hat that has a suspension and the ability to squeeze your head from the back. Now, the thing that I've had issues with over time is finding a way to take these felt pieces off and wash them. This one here actually is pretty cool. It looks like I'll be able to clean this piece right here because it gets all sweaty and stinky after, a little while. But see how it's hooked on right there? I'll be able to take that right off and clean it. That's good. I don't know. I don't think that's the best of helmets I've ever seen, but better than nothing. I don't know if it's rated. See if it says. Nope. Does not claim to pass any specifications. So that's both a strike one and a positive one, right? In one shot. I don't believe this is an ANSI rated helmet. So for brush and branches it's probably fine, but that's about all. Pretty much like all the rest. You know, usually you just gotta set them right down inside here, equip. If I can accomplish this without my glasses, that's good. Alright, so now we have earmuffs. Face mask. So it's got these little twist things right here, and they go through these plastic slots, like so. And then you just turn them to hold it in. I don't know if it matters whether you turn them up or down. I like the fact that you can do that and remove the mask if you need to take it off and clean it. That also implies that there's spare parts available. Usually these just go sliding right in here. I think this is no different. And there we have it. These guys slid right to there. So we now have a helmet and a box. See if I can get my chaps on here. One thing I had done with my chaps a long time back is put a tactical clasp on the belt. And that was a long time ago. It's worked really good. These things are so freaking full of oil that they're heavy now. A little bit of a pain in the neck. And there we have it. Put on this new hat and see if I can make it fit my fat head. Look at that, new helmet. Now I can't hear a thing. That's actually pretty quiet. Don't forget your gloves. Alright, what saw am I going to use today? Now, as compared to the 572, 372, and stuff like that. This one's a pain in the neck because it has that external clutch, internal sprocket deal. My God, we said that a few times, right? Now I have a nice little VersaCut bar that I can put on this one. That chain, I really don't know how good it is. We'll put that on and we'll find out, won't we? Give it a shot and see. Now, one of the reasons why this saw is as easy to get the chain on as it is because instead of having a rim sprocket, it has a spur. So you don't have to line the up the chain with a sprocket at all because it's a all the way across. I gotta bring that back some, I guess. There we go. But also, since the chain adjuster is in the case, that adds another level of PITA to these old saws. And usually a conventional screwdriver is a better place to start than a scrunch because you got to get right alongside the bar. But this saw right here was built in 1978. Think about that for a second. 1978. Now, one of the things that I've run into on saw repair quite frequently is bearing failures after the saws were set up with a bar way tight. Way too tight. Yeah, this chain's been rocked, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of filing on it. So we can do that too. This must be a steel chain. Yeah, this file is for shit. Waste of money. Does not bite that chain at all. Nope, I do not have a chain. have a chain. Better. Well, after futzing with it for a little bit, I realized that the files in this package right here, they don't cut the chain. I mean, they just simply won't even touch that tooth. The hardness difference is such that the file won't cut it, so I can file until I'm blue in my face. It's not gonna make a difference, so I just put a new chain on it. So that's a product that's not worth the money. Now the helmet I've got on, I think is. So let me see if I can get back on track in, well, let me start by knocking those 2 trees down and see if I can get some work done, at least a little bit today, with my vintage Husqvarna. Now, there's a lot of limb tied up there. Now I need to make a little bit of space for it, so I'm gonna have to take down those little trees first before I can start dropping these in the hole. Pretty much par for the course. That's what you got to do. Otherwise, you got to come out with a big tractor and pull them out. Done that too, I guess. So let's see if I can get something done now. I have to fight with that thing now for half hour. So, to the discussion, is it worth it? If I just spent a half an hour and got nowhere with those files, trying to make them work, that's a waste of time and a waste of money. So highly recommend avoiding those things. thing cuts quick for what it is. Little dinky saw with a little dinky bar and chain. So what's the takeaway from this? The argon products work pretty good. This helmet works pretty good. That works really well. The VersaCut works good, but that county line 8-piece saw chain sharpening kit is a waste of money. Don't buy one. And reason why I'm having to open this up is I have to get the excavator through here. And I'd rather do a little bit of prep work, break it up a little bit, than create a big mess with the excavator. So anyway, that's what's going on in the channel. I got to open up all through there too. You can see there's quite a few trees in there to make the road. But now I got the Kubota. It'll get more run time than the John Deere. And instead of doing hay, I'm going to be out here doing this kind of thing. I'm really looking forward to it. So talk to you later. Bye for now. I have one nasty job I have to do first. I have to finish putting in a septic field. And I'll tell you what, I am looking forward to getting that done. And then I'm going to retire from heavy equipment type stuff too, I think. It'll be my last job. You know, and I'll put more of my time and energy into this stuff right here. That's where my heart is. So anyway, talk to you later. Bye for now.